Hi there, my name is Stuart Cox. I work for Expleo as Head of Lifecycle Cost Optimization. So Expleo is a trusted partner for end-to-end integrated engineering, quality services and management consulting for digital transformation. Quite a mouthful there, but basically we combined the digital elements, quality services and also traditional engineering functions. So what we do is help our businesses harness the amount of unrelenting technological change that we have to deliver innovations that help them gain a competitive advantage.
Hi everybody, my name's Andy Alcock. I'm a head of business for one of our major programs within Expleo Engineering. I'm going to take you through an example, a case study of where I use Kanban to gain the advantages and improve the way in which we delivered and continue delivering a major program for one of our customers. So we started off back in 2018 with the project. We were about 50 people at the time and now have grown to over 230 across 2 locations. So our complexity of the program has increased significantly. We operate under quite stringent security controls, so that limits the amount of information we can share, but it doesn't hinder us in our ability to use Kanban. At the moment, we're delivering just over 150 core outputs a week with around 200 BOM items that go through a publishing process into Team Center from the design activity. So it's a relatively fast-moving, service-oriented environment that we work in. We operate totally independent of the customer and remote from our customer, although obviously there are interactions on a daily and weekly basis. Initially, we started off with 4 main teams or work streams, from spools, pipe spools, pipe support, structures, and some analysis work. That's grown into 15 teams working across 8 work streams. And as a consequence of that, we need to work as efficiently and effectively as we can. So we've got cross-function admin teams that support those individual work streams and teams. Initially, we had outputs and the deliverables controlled by a multiple of customer systems, which meant it was difficult to interact, get them to join up, and get a clear picture of where we were. Over a year, we are delivering somewhere in the region of 3,500 outputs, and quite often have to change horses partway through either a quarter or the year to deliver the demands from the customer. Next slide, please. So in the beginning, there was chaos. Chaos might be a slightly strong word, but it certainly wasn't where we are today. We were managing all those work streams and all the different deliverables through spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, which, as we all know, have their limitations. They fall over. It's difficult to get multi-users and interactive activity and up-to-date information. Every team and everyone in those teams seemed to have their own tracker and was doing things in a different way. We have an admin team, technical admin team, who were carrying out tasks for each of those teams, but they were very much siloed with the output and the way in which they were working for those teams. I couldn't get them to work across multiple teams and add efficiency and effectiveness. It's difficult to manage some of the work streams where they're interlinked. So for instance, pipe spools are very dependent on the publishing activity that comes before them. So again, we needed to link those 2 elements together. It was difficult to see where the issues were, particularly bottlenecks, and as Hampus has said, how do we manage the WIP levels and understand what's going on? So that was, and again, that was hindering our delivery and causing some consternation with our customer. Reporting was reliant on managers knowing where they were each day, understanding numbers each day, and having to manually go and work out from spreadsheets, calculate what had been delivered. Weekly customer reports were very intensive in terms of the resource, people having to go around each team, find out what was delivered, what's going to be delivered, and quite often we weren't able to deliver reports in a timely way. The data integrity was poor. There was lots of discrepancies between different spreadsheets, and it just meant that we didn't have a clear picture as a leadership team of what we were trying to do, where we were, where our problems were, and how to solve those. Next slide, please. Having used Kanban in a previous small program, I wanted to introduce Kanban into this program to resolve these problems. So the first boards were implemented fairly early on in December 2019, which is into our pipe spools program, where we have the greatest volume. It's a relatively short turnaround, and output gets delivered within an 8-hour period, so it's quite fast paced over a week. We started to roll that out to the user training out initially to about 80 people, but now it's just part of the onboarding process for everybody who joins our team. We've introduced it across further work streams, and certainly by the end of last year, all of our work streams were operating by January 2020, everybody was operating on a Kanban board for their work stream with the interactions and relationships defined. We centralized our reporting, and we, as I'll come later, we operate a very process-oriented reporting activity on a daily basis, so that everybody understands what's where and how we're performing. Output quality data, again, is built into the Kanban process. So again, part of the card is reporting on things like right first time. So when it gets to our check processes, that data is recorded there, and it makes it so much more effective and efficient. We've learned lessons from our previous implementations, and again, we keep working that through. And one of the big things that we say to everybody is, at the end of the day, it's discipline, doing the right thing. If you've moved the task, move the card. Get the right things moving, get the right information in there, and we can all work in a far better way. Tasks were used to collate issues, again, with incoming tasks and incoming problems. So again, we've been able to improve and help improve the quality of work coming to us from our customer. So again, it all ties together and helps to improve the overall performance. Next slide, please. So you can see where we are. You can see at the top there, one of our Kanban boards, a lot of cards on there. But again, that just represents a typical board for us in some of the high volume, high paced areas. So we have 15 boards that we're working with today on what we call Project Jupiter, and we've expanded this across 2 other projects, Mercury and Pluto. So it's not something we just do in isolation. This is very much an Expleo method of working. We've improved the spools process, for instance, saving about 35% of our processing time by just the implementation of Leankit and the Kanban board. It really does work and really helps to visualize the type of activity that we do. We use Power BI, again, to drive a level of automation and real-time reporting. As you can see on the right-hand side there, we operate SQDCP. These are, so it's safety, quality, cost, delivery, and people. And we have metrics around each one of those KPIs. And they're driven very much from data that we get out of Kanban. And I operate that on a daily basis. My lower level team leads, they operate their own boards. We have it on a digital screen that's interactive, so anybody can come up and work out and drill down into the data to understand where we are with our cost, quality, delivery, what's the plan for this week, where are we against that plan, and where we've got those bottlenecks that we need to go and resolve. The operating model, is an example to other areas with Expleo, and we've expanded this. We started off within the Jupiter project. We very much use it across our marine program, and we are helping to work that across other areas of the business as well. Next slide, please. So where are we going with this? We're also looking at things like robotic process automation. Part of our spools publishing process is very process oriented, and we think RPA will help to improve further our processing and performance. And we can use Kanban as part of that method of controlling and tasking the robots, and again, driving the reporting through Power BI. It's integrated into our customers' PLM system. So again, we can look into their system, pull things through, and get all the right information to allow the RPA tool to work. And again, we're looking to expand this into other areas of our customers' processes, again, giving them benefit as well as ourselves. We've demonstrated our management methodology to customers as well, and there again we get a really positive response, because in a lot of cases they don't have the clarity that Kanban brings. They don't have that visualization of where problems are and how to solve them, and it just means and the operational deployment of Kanban and the tools around it to give that real-time reporting just makes life so much better and so much clearer for so many people. Thank you all.